All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to WDTV Plus. My name is Roxanne. I am the executive producer here at WDTV. Joining me today is Cameron, our 5 and 6 producer. And then also on the desk with us is Cam Murray, who is our sports director and part of our sports team here. So today is our first, what are we calling this? Daily rundown?
Daily rundown, yeah.
Yes. So we're going to try to do it every day, just give you a rundown of the headlines for the day, and then some of the things that our reporters are working on, our sports team is working on, and just get you more connected with WDTV. So,
Absolutely.
We're actually going to start with Cam Murray because he's about to go to the first open practice for WVU football. So Cam, why don't you tell us what you're working on today?
Well, yeah, 3:30, first open practice of the media. Me and Zach have been waiting for this for a long time, we'll say, a long time. Last open practice they had was actually 3 weeks before the season started last year in 25. So a lot of new guys in this team, guys we're excited about. And, yeah, about an hour and a half I'll be up there. I'll be on Facebook and stuff so you guys can see me. I'll be, right now I'm Pushkar Stadium going live from the game, or for the practice, rather. So, yeah, I'm excited. And then Zach staying in Morgantown, going to Marshall. So busy day for sports, but yeah, I don't want to bury the lead of what you guys have for your daily rundown today. I took a look. I took a peek at the other stuff you had there. So, yeah, exciting stuff on the rundown today.
So we can see you later on the 5 Sports Show, right? So here on WDTV Plus, our Cam Murray, he's going to be live, right? 6:30 is when we're planning on doing that for more about practice today, more about the sports coverage that they're doing, and just extra sports content for today. So
yeah, and then listen, if you're listening to this right now or you're on our app, you've probably seen a couple of the 5 sports shows already. So just stay where you are. It's all in the app. It's going to be there for the next probably a long time here, 3 times a week, and yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
All right, great.
Exciting.
Well, Cam, thank you. He's heading off to practice, so you guys will see him later.
Hold on, I have one thing to say, though. Before I go, later, and I don't want to shout it out right now, but West Virginia ranked pretty badly in a top 50 ranking, and they're going to get to it, but it boggled my mind. So a little bit of a tease for you guys, a little bit of a tease.
Look at that.
I mean, wow.
Cam Murray helping us out here. That's great.
All right, he's off to practice. All right, thanks, Cam. Okay, so.
Yeah, shall we get into it then?
Yes, what we're going to do now is just give you guys a little rundown of the top stories that we have for today, and then, like I said, what our reporters are working on for the day. So yeah, what do we have up first?
Yeah, so the first thing on the rundown here, Shanna Van Norman has been ruled not competent to stand trial. She was a woman who police said fatally stabbed her mother in Clarksburg last year. She's 42 years old. She's accused of stabbing her mother, 64-year-old Elaine Labin, one time in the chest back in March of last year. But the judge, Andrew McMunn, ruled her not competent today. She'd undergone multiple competency assessments over the last year. She initially, there was a forensic psychologist who suggested that she might be able to be restored to competency, but the judge, of course, today saying that was not going to be happening, and obviously we'll have more on that story and all of these stories, as Roxanne said, tonight at 5 and 6. But
right.
So yeah, that's the first one here.
Right. So a case that we've been following for about a year now, right?
Yeah, it's been ongoing here.
Yes, and that case is going to be continued later this year too. So something to keep a lookout for. So we'll have more at 5 about that story.
Yeah.
So next, what we'll have is a.
This is the big one that Cam was trying to get people ready for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a recent report from Wallet Hub, they have found that West Virginia is ranked 50th as the least quote unquote green state in the country. So they put this report out as Earth Day is coming up on April 22nd. West Virginia placed 50th overall in a comparison of environmental quality, eco-friendly behaviors, climate change contributions, and that, let me take that again, actually. So this map that's up right now is showing, of course, all 50 states, the more blue ones being, of course, the greener states. I don't know if that's confusing.
Right.
But
I think it makes sense. But.
Right. But so California, Colorado, a lot of the East Coast states look to be a little bit what Wallet Hub is calling greener. And then, of course, the whiter colors, the more light colors, such as West Virginia, are the less
green, as they would
right.
describe it. Yeah.
Right. So they looked at a couple of different metrics to determine that, and each of the states were graded on a scale of a 100-point scale, 100 representing the highest level of eco-friendliness.
And of course, people, always ask, okay, so how are these things done?
Right.
Is there some kind of agenda with this or whatever? But if you want to see the metrics that are used for this, I think you might have said there were 28 of them that they used to make this determination. You can find a link to all 28 of those metrics on our website, WDTV.com, and maybe give you a little more insight into, kind of how they came to this decision, and and what set certain states apart, and what apparently put the mountain state on the bottom here.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which you would think. I mean, it's the greenest state in greenery.
Right. So
One of the
beautiful out
states,
there. But
so.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, looking up next is something a little bit more exciting for the summer season, because I know a lot of people around here might travel up to Kennywood for, your summer vacation, but they are kicking off their 128th season. That's Saturday, April 18th. So Cameron, will you tell us a little bit more about what people can expect?
Yeah, so that'll be the 18th at 11 a.m. is when they're going to be kicking that off. We have a new event this year, so they're calling it Celebrate Kennywood Weekends, and that'll be every Saturday and Sunday from April 18th through May 10th. That event's going to feature a potato patch food items. So all kinds of different items: cheesesteak fries, rosemary truffle fries. I don't even know if I can get through this list, Roxanne. Buffalo pierogi, flatbread, loaded maple, cinnamon, sweet potato.
If it was lunchtime,
fries.
We'd really be in trouble.
I mean,
now.
seriously, this is wow. I can't even imagine some of this stuff. They got 2 new food locations too. They have Centennial Grill and the Big Dipper. Of course, and then there's going to be all kinds of different events on different holidays for Memorial Day, July 4th, as we head into to fall and the Halloween season, and then the Christmas holiday as well. So a lot of exciting stuff starting there in Kennywood. And of course, we all love well, I don't know if we all do. I love amusement parks. I can't speak for everybody. But
I feel like the idea of an amusement park is really exciting to me, but the standing in line forever is not what I prefer to do.
That's true. So we were talking about this earlier in the newsroom of the Harry Potter park that opened at Universal Studios down in Orlando. And one of our folks in there said that they had gone, but it was a little while ago. I actually went like a month after it first opened.
Okay.
Several, way back. I think it was like 2010 or 2011. And you want to talk about standing in lines. Those lines.
I can only imagine.
Unbelievable.
I'm
like,
sure.
Standing there in the blistering Florida sun, too, in the middle of July. And but no, it's fun. If you know what you're getting into ahead of time, I think it's enjoyable. So if you're going to be going on April 18th to Kennywood, know what you're getting into.
Know what you're getting into.
It's going to probably be pretty crazy.
Well, and I feel like if you, like a lot of people who go to amusement parks more regularly, I feel like, are like, okay, we're going to go to this roller coaster first thing. We know this is our favorite spot to get food. So and again, if you're prepared for that, if you're like, okay, I'm going to ride 3 roller coasters today and I'm going to wait an hour for each of them.
Exactly.
You know what you're getting into. So
it's a give and take, You might not be able to do everything, but just be prepared for what you do want to do.
But this looks exciting, a lot of fun. Yeah. So, hopefully a lot of people will be able to travel up there for the summer season.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a little turn now to some more serious news, national news. So we're going to touch a little bit on the Iran ceasefire. And of course, we're going to have more about this in the evening shows, a little bit more detail. And
the latest developments, things are moving quickly here this afternoon with it. So,
So originally today, like when I came into work today, the ceasefire was announced between the U.S. and Iran. And that was a 2-week ceasefire?
That's what they were saying.
Originally what they were saying.
Right.
So since then, and as part of that ceasefire, the Hormuz Strait was going to be reopened.
Right.
But that has kind of collapsed, I would say.
It would appear so, yeah.
Because, sorry, I'm just looking through my notes here. So Israel struck several commercial and residential areas in Lebanon, which caused Iran to again close the Strait of Hormuz. So that seems to be in conflict with the ceasefire that was agreed upon earlier. And the White House just recently had a briefing in response to that. And so, officials are still trying to decide what to do now since that development has happened. So
very fluid situation, and like Roxanne said, we'll be having more details at 5 o'clock tonight, and then of course the CBS Evening News will also have all of the latest coverage from a national level too. So
and we'll of course keep you guys updated on Facebook and our website with more information about that as it develops. All right, so that's on the national front for today, but let's turn back to what we're doing in-house. And Cameron, will you tell us a little bit more about what your reporters are working on today?
So we got a couple exciting things here. Our Patrick Renault is going to be doing a story about the state of the corridor for the areas around Corridor H. So Lewis, Upshur, and Randolph counties, they're all going to be coming together for their third annual State of the Corridor meeting, and that's happening today. And in fact, that actually it just wrapped up here at 2 o'clock. So, and that was at the event center at Brushy Fork in Buchanan. So leaders from all three of those counties came together, and they were discussing recent developments and plans for the future of the area. And so Patrick will have the latest from those leaders and from folks in the community about their thoughts on what's happening in that part of north central West Virginia.
Yeah, I think exciting because that area is starting to see a lot of development, I think. So, so it's going to be interesting to see what leaders from the area have to say from that meeting today.
Absolutely.
And then later tonight, our Dante Centofanti, he is going to actually be talking to a local technology company here in Fairmont, TMC Technology, which actually helped with some of the systems that was used to launch Artemis 2 to the moon. So
very exciting.
That has been, of course, a hot topic recently in national news.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see how, scientists and technologists here locally in West Virginia, living here right now, living and working here, are a part of these national projects. So that's going to be really exciting. He's going to interview a member of the technical team there who worked on that system, and I believe they're going to be giving him a demo of that technology that they use.
That is so cool. I mean, imagine being a part of something like that,
I know. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, would you go to the moon? That's always the conversation, but I think just the ability to work on the technology to get us there, that is also a huge accomplishment, something that I feel like is not maybe as celebrated as the actual astronauts.
Right.
So that's going to be really cool to put a highlight on, the people behind the scenes who are doing this work. And of course, astronauts are also, incredibly intelligent.
Pretty smart people. They know what they're doing,
and are dealing with G-force and all those things that normal humans probably cannot deal with.
A whole different world, literally a whole different world out of this world.
So definitely no shame to astronauts, but I think that it's nice to be able to highlight.
Important to keep in mind the people behind the scenes.
So that'll be really cool. That is going to be on air at 10 and 11 p.m. in our later newscasts tonight. So make sure to catch that there if you're interested in that story. And then I think that's all we have for today.
I think so, Roxanne.
We already talked to Cam, and you'll see him later on the 5 Sports Show, have more from the open practice for today. So like we said earlier, we're planning on doing this hopefully every day during the week.
That's the goal.
To give you guys a rundown about what's happening, what you can catch on our latest newscasts. So do you have anything else for us?
I don't think so. I mean, just, keep tabs on what we're doing, the latest developments, and be sure to tune in tonight at 5 and 6 for these stories and much more. Of course, these are just some of the top headlines that we've discussed today, but we'll have plenty more tonight for you at 5 and 6. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for now. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.